Hi Year 4 and welcome back to school in this very strange times. We are really looking forward to seeing you and chatting to you properly on Microsoft Teams tomorrow for our live learning sessions. In the meantime, here's some maths to keep you going for today. Let me just see if I can share my screen and we can get started. Okay, so I thought we would start with a bit of revision this year on column subtraction, which we haven't done in a while. Let's see if we can remember, looking at our success criteria, what we need to do when we're doing column subtraction. So when we're doing column subtraction, remember we're setting out our numbers in terms of ones, tens and hundreds. We need to start with the, and here are my words to choose from, start with the bottom, start with the part, start with the exchange, start with the ones. So when I'm doing my column subtraction, I'm going to be starting in my ones column. If the top number is smaller than the something number, then I need to something. Let's have a look at my words. Top number is smaller than the bottom number, that makes sense. Then I need to, not part, exchange. And then finally, something take away, something equals something. Now remember, when we're taking away, we always start with the biggest number, and the whole is the biggest number, so it must be whole, take away, part equals part. Okay, let's have a go at trying this then. So we are going to start with the ones. 3 take away 1 is 2. I have to excuse my slightly wobbly writing. 4 take away 4 is 0. And 8 take away 3 is 5. So 843 take away 341 equals 502. Let's start on the next one. So again, I'm going to start with my ones. 1 take away 4. Oh dear, I can't really do that very easily, can I? So let's see. If the top number is smaller than the bottom number, then I need to exchange. So I'm going to go over to my tens column and I'm going to exchange one of my tens here and bring it over into the ones column. And that's going to leave me with, if I've got 6 tens and I take 1 10 away, I'm going to have 5 tens left. So that's why I've exchanged there. 11 take away 4 is 7. 5 take away 2 is 3. And 9 take away 1 is 8. So I'm always working across from my ones, then my tens, then my hundreds. Let's do it once more. So again, I'm starting with my ones. 7 take away 8. So I'm going to have to exchange that one again, aren't I? Because I can't do 7 take away 8. So I'm going to go to my tens column. I'm going to take one of my tens over into my ones column, and that's going to leave me with 2 tens left. 17 take away 8 is 9. 2 take away 6. Oh dear, I can't do that either, can I? And I can't just swap those numbers around because subtraction isn't commutable. So I'm going to go and exchange. This time I'm going to be exchanging one of my hundreds here for into my tens. So I'm going to go take one of my hundreds here, and that's the same as 10 tens. So I'm going to put it in the tens column as a 10. I had 5 hundreds, I've taken one away. So that leaves me with 4 hundreds left. 12 take away 6 is 6. And 4 take away 2 is 2. So my whole was 537, take away a part, 268, leaves me with another part, which is 269. Fantastic. So let's have a go. This is what it's going to look like when you're doing your work on your own in a minute. So you're going to have questions that look like this, and you're going to be setting them out in column method. So let's have a look at how we need to do that. I've also got my success criteria up here to help me if I get stuck. So I'm going to write the number. To excuse my numbers being a bit wobbly, it's really hard to write numbers with a mouse on a computer, but we'll get used to it. So I'm going to start by writing my first number. So this is my whole, 273. 273. And then underneath that, if I'm imagining that I've got my columns, I've got my ones here, my tens and my hundreds, I just need to make sure that my ones, tens and hundreds from the next number are lined up properly. So I've got in this number, there's 1, 1. So I'm going to put that in my ones column, 2 tens in my tens column, and 1, 1 in my hundreds column. I'm going to use a ruler. If you've got one at home. If you've not got a ruler at home, you could maybe use like a side of a book or something else that's flat, maybe a chopping board from your kitchen, whatever you've got, try and get those really nice, neat, straight lines for me. Okay. Right, going to my success criteria now. So I've set it out beautifully. I need to start doing the actual column subtraction. Start with the ones. I'm going to go to my ones column. 3 take away 1 is 2. Next, I'm going to move on to my tens. 7 take away 2 is 5. Beautiful, 5. And 2 take away 1 is 1. So 273 is my whole. Take away a part, which is 121, leaves me with another part, which is 152. Same here then for number 2. So I'm going to write my number 2. I'm going to start by writing my top number, 608 tens, 80 and 2 ones. Write my subtract sign. Now, looking at my next number, there are no hundreds in this number, so I'm not going to be writing anything in my hundreds column underneath my 600s. Instead, I'm going to be writing my 5 tens in the tens column underneath the 8. So 51 and 1, 1. Get my ruler again, or whatever else you're using as your ruler. Draw some really nice, neat, straight lines. And then I'm going to start with my ones. 2 take away 1 is 1. 8 take away 5 is 3. And 6 take away nothing. There are no hundreds. So I've still got 6 hundreds left is 6. 682 is my whole. Take away 51 is a part. Leaves me with the other part, which is 631. Okay, moving on then. So this is what I'm going to ask you to do today, is to have a go at these questions. If you are not feeling too confident about exchanging and you want to just practice doing the other part of setting out the column method and making sure you're starting with the ones, then tens, then hundreds, then why don't you start with the circles task today? If you're feeling like a bit more of a challenge, maybe you'd like to start with semicircles, and if you really want to push yourself, go for the triangles. Ideally, if you're really finding this is quite straightforward for you, do try and do all 15 questions for me, okay? What we'll do is I will put up a picture with the answers on it on the email tomorrow so that you can mark your own work, so keep it aside for the moment. And we'll look forward to seeing you on live tomorrow. Okay, thank you very much, Year 4, and I will see you tomorrow.